Hey, it is Larry Sharpe here, and it is a little bit after 7 p.m., about 7:10 p.m. here on the East Coast. So glad that you give me a couple moments of your evening. I want to chat about things that I think are important coming up here yet again. I know I've been on a lot recently this week, but I do want to talk about a very important question that a lot of people in New York State specifically, but to be forward in any state where it is deeply blue or deeply red, I think you will understand what I'm telling you in either case, how you should be thinking about voting, what you should be doing when it comes to voting. In this case, what really matters in this case. In New York State now, next month is the election. About 30 days or so is the election. It's coming up soon. I've done my best to try to make a attempt at getting on the ballot. It has not gone well, as many of you know. Doesn't mean I'm done fighting. Everyone else has given up. I have not. And if you hear people talking, many of them are talking about, well, this might be the year and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But I want you to understand why you should do the odd thing. The odd thing. It is an odd thing. Why you, if you are a New York State voter, Democrat or Republican or anything in between, why you should write in Larry Sharpe next month. Why would you do this odd thing? Well, the people I'm going to talk to first are Republicans. Well, no, let me first talk to people who aren't Republicans or Democrats at all. Just if you are an independent or if you're not registered, why should you care about this and why should you vote in Larry Sharpe, write in Larry Sharpe next month? Very important reason. If you want any independence, I will be the only independent candidate available. That's simple. If you are not a Republican or Democrat, if you do not consider yourself either of those two, if you want any choice, any chance of creating a coalition, any chance of being able to run locally even in New York State, not under the establishment parties who will throw you off the ballot. I know I've been thrown off the ballot, who will literally throw you off the ballot, who will create rules to ensure you don't get on so you cannot run. If you want to make that not happen, you have to write in Larry Sharpe next month. That's if you're neither Democrat or Republican. Simple rules. Do that. What if you are a Republican? You go, Larry, you don't understand. And I hear this all the time. Larry, you're being selfish. Larry, you're being mean. Larry, this is the year Lee Zeldin's going to win. I hear this all the time. I hear it almost daily. Someone tells me this. Why don't you drop out and back Lee? I hear this all the time. For those of you who aren't in New York, Lee Zeldin is the Republican sacrificial lamb this year. And I do call him a sacrificial lamb. They've been sacrificial lambs for the past 20 years, and they are again. When I talk about the Republican establishment, I don't mean the Republican voter. They're two separate people. The average Republican voter has no idea who the Republican establishment even is. They have no idea. They just go, oh, I'm not a Democrat, so I'm a Republican. And they vote for Republicans. I get that. That's a very common thing. The Republican establishment, they are the ones who threw me off the ballot. Let me say that again. It is a Republican/conservative establishment that literally spent tens of thousands of your donation dollars to throw me off of the ballot to ensure I couldn't be on. That's your leadership. Now you might go, well, they did it, Larry, because you were going to be impactful and you were going to stop their guy from winning. Well, that's a good story. I like that story. If that were true, I might actually feel better about this. It's not. The reality of it is they want to make sure that their guy comes in second, and I don't come in second. Their worry was that I would actually come in second. That I would beat Lee Zeldin. That was their worry. How do I know that? Because I asked to run the primary. They wouldn't let me because they knew that I would beat them all and win the Republican primary and have 2 or 3 lines, and they would look bad, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't risk not raising enough money as Lee Zeldin can do. I'll give him that. He raised like $12 million. Well done, Lee, on that. You can raise money. I mean, you run a crappy campaign, but you can raise money at least. So good on that, I guess. Far better than I can. So you win on that regard for sure. But the reason why they did it was to throw me off so someone wouldn't come in second. He said, Larry, but you could stop him from winning. They said the same thing last time, and the Republican then lost by 25 points. 25 points. I didn't get 25% of the vote. So it's not like I was the factor, right? That wasn't it. This time, clearly, I'm not going to be a factor, right? Clearly, I'm not going to be a factor in this race. But more importantly, people believe that he's going to win. All right, I'm going to show you something. This is important that you see this, that you understand this. Here are literally the latest polls, just so you understand that I'm not just making this up. This is all of them. You can look at all of them. And the average is 14 points. You count all the polls that have come out. Zeldin's polls, her polls, independent polls, add them all up. At not one of them, not one of these polls, in the last month, not one is Zeldin ahead at all. And in fact, even on the push polls he put in, he's only behind. He's behind by 6. Everything else is behind by 13, 14, 15, 17. This is a nonsense. He's not going to win. He cannot win. And I know they're telling you, I know you want to believe it. I know you do. If you're a Republican, you want to believe it. I know you do. It's not going to happen. And let me give you why some of you believe it. This is, I'll give you some if I could right now. This is going to be an interview he did on Fox News. Right, it's a Fox News interview. And here we go. See if I can get this going here for you. Hold on, let me put this up so you can see this piece. And yeah, let me put this up here if I can. This will get you going so you'll see what I'm talking about here.
Of course, many say a Republican has no shot at winning the governor's race, but don't tell that to Republican candidate Lee Zeldin, whose internal polling now shows him closing the gap on Governor Kathy Hochul.
Now, nobody just said his internal polling. He admitted it. It's what I've been telling you forever. It is not regular polling, internal polling that he's paying for. Yes, that's what he's going. That's what he's talking about. Internal polling. And that, by the way, was Fox News. So it wasn't like that is like, the CNN trying to scare you or something like that. No, that was Fox News doing that. They're admitting it's internal polling. It's what I've been saying forever. I wanted you to see that and understand that that's even Fox News knows the polling that he's doing that's good is internal and not real. I can do internal polling too. In my internal polling, I'm getting 25% of the vote. I'm probably not getting 25% of the vote. Just saying. So, yes. So, let me show you a bit more if I could. Hold on.
Candidate Lee Zeldin, whose internal polling now shows him closing the gap on Governor
Closing
Kathy
the gap.
Hochul.
Look at that.
And you have to ask, on the merits, on policy and performance, who could possibly vote for Kathy Hochul?
Who could do that?
Pure tribal loyalty. Crime is totally out of control. She's doing nothing serious about it except making it worse by supporting the far-left bail reforms that helped cause the crime wave in the first place. She's a typically corrupt machine politician, raking in over $21 million in campaign cash from special interests just this year, including attempted bribes from the exact nursing homes she's supposed to be investigating over COVID deaths.
And let me touch this. Cuomo had exactly the same thing. Cuomo had exactly the same thing. The same corruption, the same problems, right? The Republicans have been yelling Cuomo bad for 20 years. And in 20 years, Cuomo kept winning. Now they're yelling Hochul bad. That's your policy? That's going to fix something? Republicans, if you're listening, look at how bad your leadership is. They're doing the exact same thing and they're going to lose again. Please stop. Please just stop. I know you want to believe it. I get it. But they're all going to go away because they all do. Instead, it is important that you take this time to realize they're not going to win. They can't win. You have two options here, really, to be forward with you. I wish there was better. Option number one, pack up and leave. And I don't want you to take that option. I know many of you will. It's happening all day long. I know. I'd rather you not. But that is an option. Pack up and leave. The other option is write in Larry Sharpe so we can have some damn change coming up here. Why? Because if I get this, if I get 130,000 votes, this will be news. It's the same story that I told you last time that you didn't listen to last time. If I came in second or third last time, I would have been even more popular. People have been listening to me. I poll at 6%. If I'd gotten that last time, I'd be polling at 20%. I'd be actually making impact across this state. People will be listening to me and paying attention to the goals and the things that I'm talking about. Do it now. November comes, write my name in so I can have impact, so I can make some change come up in the future. People pay attention to me. I'm the one yapping every day about actual ways of fixing things. I'm the one doing that. So help me out. Help yourself out. Don't move. I don't want you to move. I don't want you to move. I get if you do, but I don't want you to move. Here we go.
Bills Stadium, where her husband just
Buffalo Bills Stadium
for the company that runs their concession vendors. What a joke. Obviously, she deserves to lose, but
so
will
what?
She? Let's ask the man who's trying to make that happen, Republican candidate for governor.
Now here comes Lee. He's going to tell us quick stuff. He's got it covered now.
Great to see you. I'm in New York tonight. I thought I had to have you on. I'm really happy you could join us. How's it looking?
How's it looking? Good.
Everything's great. I mean, the issues are on our side. We're working hard. 5 weeks from Tuesday is this important election, and it's not.
Everything is great. Did he just say that? He's behind by 14 points. He had to go to New Jersey last month to go raise money because no one's giving him money anymore. Again, I'm not making this up. That's a fact. I showed you the date on that last time. So he can't raise money anymore. He's behind by 14 points. Everything's great. Why do I care about that? You might go, Larry, he's a politician. So am I. And the one thing you've never seen me do is lie to you. When things were going well, I told you. When things were not going well, I told you. When things aren't going well, I told you. And when I see things fail, I reassess, change, shift, and find another way of winning or at least making some impact. You're seeing me do it right now. I'm literally doing it right now. What's he doing? Lying as he has been the entire time. He's known he could never win. He still knows he can't win. Everything I told you was going to happen, happened. Well, with him, not with me. I got my butt kicked. But anyway, everything with him actually happened that I told you what happened did happen. So he's lying again. So you have a choice. Vote for the liar or vote for the guy who's telling you the truth. Either one's fine. You got to pick.
Not just about Republicans who want to save our state. They want to take back our streets to make life in New York more affordable. It's also Democrats. It's independents. They realize that we need balance. Kathy Hochul's in over her head. She was never elected governor. She ascended based off of scandal that took down Andrew
This is
Cuomo.
accurate, but she was elected.
And you pointed out the corruption. Everyone's seeing the crime. The higher taxes has New Yorkers leaving this state and heading out.
So what he's done in these last, as he asked him what happened, what he's done is complain. Hasn't said one issue, hasn't said I was going to fix it, has done nothing but complain. So basically what he's saying again is Kathy Hochul bad. Now you can keep saying Kathy Hochul bad all day long. That's not going to solve the problem. Right? You can keep saying Kathy Hochul bad all day. They said Cuomo bad all day. Did it solve the problem? No, it's not going to. You have to have an answer for somebody. We have to, but we don't. That's the problem. He has no answers, right? He has no answers. He's just going to yell and say, things are bad. She's bad. She's bad. You may go, okay, great. But I'm sure he's going to have a plan. Do you know what his plan is? You can go on my website and you can see all my plans right away. I told my in fact, tomorrow I'm going to spend hours. Yes, I'm going to go live for hours tomorrow and spend time talking about my plans to fix New York State. So if you ever say, Larry, you don't have any plans, we can do for Larry Sharpe, I'm going to give you hours of stuff to look at if you care. And if you don't care, why'd you ask the question? But if you do care, I'm going to give you hours, one long thing to watch. Hours. Every single thing I want to do, I'll give you hours of it. Nonstop. That's how crazy I am. That's what I will do to show you how much I care. That's what I will do. But what will he do? He'll yell, Hochul bad. That's what he'll do. Let me see if I can grab him and give him some more here real fast. Hold on. Here we go. He just gets mad because she wasn't elected. He's talking that stuff. Well, she wasn't elected, so I'm angry. It doesn't mean anything. Here we go.
So I feel like the time is right for what we're trying to do to save New York.
And it'd be a massive statement. I mean, I feel it's a very similar situation to the kind of political dynamics in California, where, of course, I live, where people look at that and say, oh, it's a massively blue state and Republicans have no chance. But it's got to the point, very similarly with the crime, where people are saying we've got to make a change. I just want to play you something from Sean Hannity's show the other night.
It's very similar.
This was the victim of the attack in the subway.
And they're going to talk about victims and try to scare us into this. I got it. And look, I'm not saying he's wrong.
Listen to this and I'll get your reaction.
I'm not saying he has no plan. Right? There's a difference.
How could they allow somebody like this to?
Now he says right away, he goes, well, it's like California. He's right. It is like California. That's true. It is like California. And if you look at California right now, Hold on. Here, right now, here is it's the latest polls in California. Yeah, Newsom is ahead by 16 points. Yes, it is a deep blue state. Republicans, my friends, it's a deep blue state. You don't live in a purple state. You don't live in a purple state. You live in a deep blue state. I know, I live in it with you. I'm trying to make changes. Understand something. This state will go gold before it will go red. It will go gold before it will go red. It's not going red. Look at California. I just showed you that. Hold on. This is more from Gavin Newsom. Here. This is from last month. Gavin Newsom is basically untouchable. Untouchable. Gavin Newsom is as Democrat as they go. And the Democrats are happy with that. Clearly. Or they just hate Republicans. And man, I know if you're a Republican, you might feel bad. But I'm telling you, Democrats really hate Republicans. How do I know that? This is Democrats right here. They have an extreme lead, says January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol was not an insurrection. This was 2 months ago. Guess what's coming up right now? The January 6th committee. They're going to throw Lee Zeldin on the bus there too. Democrats going to rise together because you know what Democrats hate more than anything else? Donald Trump. And they're going to turn Lee Zeldin and Donald Trump, and Democrats are going to absolutely rise like there's no tomorrow, and they're going to vote as they never have. You know this already. You've watched it happen before. You watched it during the last election. You've watched it before. You know it. You complain when I meet you. I meet Republicans every week when I go out, and you tell me the same thing. These damn cities are full of Democrats. Yes. Yes. You know this to be true. So why would you believe the Republican leadership that is telling you something else? Look at your eyes, your ears. You know what I'm saying is true. So don't waste your time voting for this man. It doesn't matter. Kathy Hochul is going to win now. And if you're going to be mad why she's going to win, it's not because Larry Sharpe. They threw me off the ballot. It might have been, but it isn't now. They threw me off the ballot. The reason why Kathy Hochul is going to win is because she was always going to win, unless I won. But I couldn't win because the Republicans and conservatives threw me off the ballot. Here's the weirdest part, and it will make some of your heads want to explode. If they hadn't thrown me off the ballot, Lee Zeldin had a chance to win. I'm not even joking. Lee Zeldin had a chance to win if they threw me off the ballot. Why? Because I pull a whole lot of Democrats. He pulls that much, right? But if together we'd have pulled enough Democrats, it's possible he could have got more Republicans than me. He might have actually won in a three-way race. He would have needed to break 50%. And that's the point. Lee Zeldin cannot break 50%. It is impossible. He cannot break 50% in New York State. It's 3-1 Democrat to Republican. And Larry, you're making that up. Oh, no, I'm giving you nothing but receipts, my friends. Nothing but receipts. This is new data from last month. Almost 6,000 New Yorkers changed their license from New York to Florida. 1 month. One month, just Florida. That's 200 a day to just Florida. How about Texas, Tennessee, North and South Carolina? How fast are they fleeing? And do you think all those people running, they're all liberal Democrats? Is that what you think? Don't fool yourself. The vast majority of those are the voters who could be voting for Lee Zeldin, but they're not because they're in Florida now, and they changed their driver's license, which means they're going to vote in Florida now. They're not going to vote in New York. For some people who will tell me, Larry, these damn Democrats are too emotional, I'm logical. Great, Republican. Then be logical and realize you have no chance of a statewide victory. Look, if you have local Republicans who you love, they are good people, vote for them locally. Locally, Republicans win. They do, across the state. Most of New York State, by area, is red. So Republicans win locally all the time. I'm not against that. Vote for who you think is appropriate in your area. I hope your local Republican wins if you're a Republican. Good for you. Statewide, it is impossible. I'm showing you the receipts. I'm telling you what's up. If you don't want to believe it, you don't have to. But I'm asking you, look in your heart. Look in your brain. See what you're seeing? Is anything I'm saying incorrect? Is there anything I'm saying that's wrong? Is there anything I'm saying that I'm exaggerating on? I'm showing you the data. I'm giving you the evidence. It is impossible. So do what is possible now. Write my name in next month for governor, and we will have change. Why? Because I will not stop yapping. It's what I do. I won't stop, and I will move people, and I will change things, and we will get up there, and we'll go back to court again, and we'll keep going, and we will show that there is resistance in this state, not just, I don't know what this, whatever the Republican Party in the state has become, the grifting class, whatever it's become, Republican Party establishment. Remember Nick Langworthy, who was going to take the state back? Remember that lie he told so many Republicans, and they all believed? Then he went and got a congressional seat. That's what he did. So he got a nice, cushy job. Well, he'll make tons of money now. He'll become wealthy. He'll be up there yelling what he'll be yelling about, making tons of money, taking your money. That's what he'll be doing. Meanwhile, we still suffer. If you are conservative in this party, why in the world would you vote conservative? Why would you do that? What is wrong with you? And this is a personal thing for you to be conservative. Stop it. The Conservative Party hasn't been conservative in 10 years. Well, that's probably 8 years. 8 years. They did back Astorino in 2014. Astorino is a real conservative. So scratch that. 10, I was exaggerating. I want to be honest. 8 years. The Conservative Party hasn't been conservative in 8 years and is going nowhere near to being conservative. They didn't do anything to help you out this year, did they? They didn't give you a primary. They didn't pick a conservative. They just shut up, said, hey, Lee, can you give us Mike Pence so we can do a fundraiser and raise lots of money? And Lee said, yeah, I'll give you Mike Pence. I'm in Congress. And he hooked him up. Mike Pence showed up. They made tons of money and said, we love Lee. Thanks for the cash. They sold you out. Picked up some guy who's not a conservative. How do I know he's not a conservative? I told you guys, I got the receipts. I'm not just making this up. This is Lee Zeldin right here, who he said, this is him saying, not me saying, immediately, as I tell all of you so many times, the same thing. If you're conservative, I'm not in this race because of abortion. He just threw it all under the bus. Says he's going to make no, as he said, make no changes to anything. That's what he said. I'll make no big changes to anything. That's what he said. I have a plan. While I will not have government intervene, I have a plan to make less abortions in New York State. If you're a conservative, who will tell you that? Only me. Only me. I will make an environment to where women will choose less abortions. That's what I'm talking about. I want less abortion in New York State, but I don't want the government telling me what to do. That's not easy to do, but I've had a plan for 5 years to do that. What's his? What all you Republicans have done, Republican candidates have done, yell they're pro-life and do nothing. And now, when there's an opportunity to do something, they do nothing. Conservatives, why would you vote for this man? Why would you support him and believe the lie? I'm the one saying I will support you. Said it before. I went to your party leadership and said, why don't we work together? And he said, no, you can't give me the money that Lee Zeldin can give me, and all I care about is grifting the money. Right? That's basically Jerry Kassar. I just want cash. I don't care about being conservative. I just want cash because I'm a grifter. That's him, and that's Nick Langworthy. That's your leadership in this state. That's your leadership in this state. Why would you support them? I don't know why you would. I'm giving you the receipts and telling you why. If you're a Republican in this state, next month, you need to write in Larry Sharpe. That's what I'm telling you must do. It's the only real answer. Everything I've shown you proves what I'm talking about. No actual plans, no actual ideas, nothing to make anything actually work here, except just, I'm mad and Kathy Hochul's bad, and that's the only thing we have. Kathy Hochul bad. That's not going to win anything. Nobody's winning on that, right? Nobody is winning on that. So if I could continue for a little bit on this one. He talks about crime and all this stuff. And here we go. So now he's talking about
a daily occurrence. And we're seeing the videos on social media. We're seeing it certainly played on Fox News and elsewhere. We need to repeal cashless bail in this state. We need to fire district attorneys like Alvin Bragg who refuse to enforce the law. We need to unapologetically back our men and women in blue. We have to take back New York. This reality of Kathy Hochul's New York.
So he just calls it Kathy Hochul's New York. And here's his plan. 30 plan. Just repeal cashless bail. That's his plan. Repeal cashless bail. How about, as I said, just focus on first-time offenders, still giving the first-time knucklehead a second chance at life, but making sure the career criminals don't come back out. You could do that. That's what I've been saying. Or focus on the judges who are letting these people out, knowing they're going to go out and do bad things. Does he punish the judges? No, because he's a lawyer. He's one of them. He's one of them. Remember, he's been in government now for over 12 years, over a decade. He's one of them now. He's not going to punish the judges as he should. The judges are letting them out. They don't have to. But Larry, it's the law. They're judges. They can decide against the law. They do it all the time. And what is their punishment? They go against the law. Nothing. They don't get fired because of it. They don't get fired. They're judges. Judge. He won't say that at all. Then he says, we're going to fire Bragg, the DA in Manhattan. So you want the governor to decide who the DA is when you vote for your own DA. That's authoritarian, isn't it? Instead, my plan is allow local people to recall their DA. Why? Because you should not be policed how Kathy Hochul or how Lee Zeldin decides you should be policed. You should be policed how you want to be policed. Local people decide how you want to be policed. If you like Bragg being your DA, good on you. I don't know why you would, but fine. You like it. Good for you. The problem is he's not going to win. So he's setting it up for Kathy Hochul to fire a DA. Now, I'm telling you, if you're a Republican right now and you got a DA or sheriff or somebody you like, you want Kathy Hochul stepping in? That's what you want. That's what Lee Zeldin wants. He just wants to take her tyranny and make it his tyranny. Why would you be okay with that? I would like no tyranny. That's what I would like. I would like no tyranny. But he just wants his tyranny. So you care one boot tastes better than the other? Is that what you're telling me? I would like no boot. How about that? This is what you're voting for. He's not even going to win, but even if he's going to win, that's his plan. Fire them. Right? Oh, that's the answer. And then just back the blue. This is New York State. This is New York City that literally tried to defund the police. And you see the people talking, they're not even backing away from it. He thinks he's going to win with that message in New York State. You're in South Carolina. You're in Oklahoma. This wins. I don't doubt it. It might even win in Pennsylvania, maybe. Maybe. Ohio, maybe. It's not going to win in New York or California. California is a disaster, and Newsom's still winning. Newsom crushed it in the recall. Crushed it. And it was a disaster then. It's a disaster now. It's a disaster now. Hochul's still winning. What you're not getting is the state you live in. I know if you're a Republican, you say to yourself, but it's bad. Yes, I wouldn't be. If any other party had an actual chance of defeating Kathy Hochul, maybe I'd have got off and joined their party. Just most of you know this. Republicans wanted me to run under their banner. And I said no. And they said, why? Because I'll lose. Because a Republican can't win. I'll lose for sure. I can lose on my own. I've proven this more than once. So I can lose without you. I don't need you to lose. I can already do that without you. But if I had multiple lines, I could win. And that was my entire goal, getting multiple lines and winning. But the issue is you would think, well, that makes sense, Larry. Why didn't they let you try that? Why didn't they let the Republicans in this state see you in a primary and decide if they wanted to back you and you could have multiple lines? That would make total sense, assuming you actually wanted to win. They didn't want to win. They wanted money. Their worry was Larry Sharpe, Libertarian, couldn't raise as much money as Lee Zeldin could. And they may have been true. That may be accurate. I don't actually know. But assuming that that's true, they believed it at least, whether that was true or not, and they couldn't get their money in their hands and all that cash. They can't pay all their grifters all that cash. I might only raise 3 or 4 million. Well, Lee raised 12. So we don't want that. This was a money grab for the Republican Party. So if you're a regular Republican, an everyday Republican sitting around New York State, why would you be part of this massive grift? What do you get? And I would ask you, for those of you who saw me in 2018 and who donated to me and gave me money, time, energy, I'm still here. I'm still crossing the state. I haven't stopped fighting. The money you gave me was an investment, and I'm still here. Well, the other people you gave money to, where are they? Not even Cuomo's here. None of them are here. They're all gone. So everybody you gave money to in 2018, everyone you supported in 2018, gone. What's going to happen in 2026? They're all going to be gone but me again. So be smart, do the right thing, write my name in so I got a shot at winning in 2026. We got a shot at growing this place in 2023, 2024, 2025, creating a real coalition, and invest. So I'm going to tell you right now, write my name in next month and support this campaign. LarrySharpe.com/donate. Whatever cash you can do that you want to, if you want to pack up and move, I get it. A lot of people are. Please don't. I don't want to. Please don't. But I get if you are. I'm not mad at you. I mean, we've made a bad state, so we want to leave. But if you don't want to leave, your best possible chance of helping out is right here. Donate. That's your best chance of staying. Because at least if I get that 130,000 votes next month and we get party status, you will hear me for the next 4 years. And more importantly, let's say you're somebody who's tired and you want to run locally for city council, alderman, mayor, county legislature. You're going to try to beat the Democrats, Republicans in your state, in your county, in your city. You're going to try to beat that establishment. It's not going to happen. And if you try to, you know what I'm talking about. It's not going to happen. They're going to sue you off the ballot. They sued me off the ballot. You're not getting anywhere. But if we have an actual party, an independent party in this state next year, you can run. You can make impact locally, which is what I keep talking about. I've been talking about for 5 years. I'm still talking about you making impact locally. You can't do it with the current party system. Well, Larry, you can do it from inside. We've been trying it for 20 years. Please wake up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. How do I know that? Because they spent tens of thousands of dollars throwing me off the ballot. I wish I'd realized how effective I was becoming. I wasn't an enemy in 2018. I wasn't a real threat then. Now I am. Clearly, or else they wouldn't have spent a little time and energy getting rid of me. So I guess I should be happy about that. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's important. Do it. If you say, Larry, I want to pick something up, pick up a mug. LarrySharpe.com/shop. Pick up a mug. Pick up a shirt. Pick up a sign. Whatever, hat. Whatever you want. Support the campaign to the best of your ability. Whatever you can do. It does matter. And by the way, I will be traveling this weekend. So if you happen to be, let me see if I can find this, if I can show you where I will be. If you happen to be running around, here we go. I'm going to show you right now. If you happen to be running around New York State this weekend, I will be, that's my, right there, LarrySharpe.com, right there. I will be in, as you can see, October 7th, 8th, and 9th. 4 separate events, 4 separate counties. Please, if you can join me, this is at LarrySharpe.com/events. Head over to check it out. If you can meet me in any of those, this is Friday evening, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. So I will be out there. If you want to meet me, please come out. Say hi if you can. It'd be great. Check that out, LarrySharpe.com/events. Also, if you're on Facebook, right on my Facebook page, say Larry Sharpe Facebook page. Check it out there, the events tab. It's there also. Either one, we are there. And that's really what's important. If you can come out and say hi, it does matter. I haven't asked you yet. If you can like and comment and share, that will be very important. Please try to like, comment, share if you can. If you can let people know what's going on, it helps tremendously. I cannot tell you how much it helps if you let people know what's going on here. So, all right, let me grab some comments if I could. All righty, I'll start here if I can. All right, Paula says, Larry, they hate us because they ain't us. That's true. That, and with ballot access, they know you could win. You may still win. They seriously fear you. You know, I don't want to, have hubris or anything like that, but that part's right. She's right. Paula's correct. They wouldn't have spent so much time and energy fighting me if there wasn't a threat. They let me go. I'm the only one they sued multiple times and kept fighting hard on every appeal. I'm the only one. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, absolutely. Sean says, I support Larry, but also the Bills have a better chance of making the Super Bowl. Yes, look, again, Sean, I am being forward and honest as I always am with you, even when I don't like it. Even when I screw up and make mistakes, I share them with you so you don't think. As I've said before, right? As I've said many times before, I can have any of you angry at me. I can have you not, think I'm wrong. I can't have you not trust me, because once you don't trust me, it's done, right? It's done. So I would rather have you go, Larry, you messed up, or Larry, you're wrong, or I disagree with you on this, but still believe that I'm still an actor of good faith and trying to fix things. So yes, I think the odds of my victory are slim. I agree. I wouldn't have said that a year ago because I was polling at 6% in December before I even announced. So there was a chance I could have won back then. After the attacks, after the Republican and Conservative Party threw me off the ballot, it was virtually impossible. At that point, it was very hard. And is it still possible? Yes, it is. To be clear, there is a chance. I'll be very clear. If I'm able to raise enough money for us to do our last minute appeal, and if I get on the ballot in the last minute appeal, and they agree to debates October 25th, which so far is the number that now Lee Zeldin won't do. Now he's scared of it. The League of Women Voters has said I will be in the debates. So if I'm able to do that, I'll be in the debates if they all agree, and I could win if I win the debates. So there is a chance, however slim it is. But if you notice, Sean, I'm not screaming about winning. I hope we can win. Of course, I always fight to win. You've seen me, you know me, I will do it. I'm trying to get party access. I want to have party status so that we can actually build something. Remember something. Without it, there will not be an independent candidate for governor on the ballot this year or for a generation. For a generation. We are ensuring that New York State will be a single party democracy for a generation. I'm not joking. There is no chance Republicans can recover from this. And if we can't build a third party, there's no one to stop the Democrats. So now let me talk about Democrats. Why would you want to write my name in? You might go, Larry, I don't want to write your name in. I'm a Democrat. I think Kathy Hochul was great. Whatever. You might think that. Okay, great. I hope you do. Good for you. I mean, if you're a Democrat, I hope you like her because you're getting her. So I hope you like her. And if you do like her, good for you. The question becomes twofold. If you actually like Kathy Hochul, I'm not sure why you're watching, but maybe you are. I hope Kathy Hochul, supporters are watching. I hope they are. If you are, you still should write my name in. Why? She's going to win anyway. You're getting her anyway. But don't you want to have a third party? Don't you want to have independent party? Don't you want to have choice? Now, maybe you don't, in which case, just keep voting Kathy Hochul. You will get a one-party dictatorship. Sorry, democracy / dictatorship. You'll get it. Fine. That's what you want. Good for you. If you don't want that, don't bother voting for Lee Zeldin because you'll still get your one-party dictatorship. It won't change. You got to vote for me. Let's say you're a Democrat, but you don't really like Kathy Hochul. You don't really like her, but you're a Democrat. So you're okay if she wins, but you don't like her. Great. How are you going to create a coalition against her? How are you going to make her pressure her into thinking that maybe she should do what you want her to do? Not Republicans. That's not working. That's working 20 years. That's not working. You got to have a third party that can put the pressure on her to do what you want her to actually do. So if you're a Democrat who's unhappy with Kathy Hochul, you should write my name in. She's going to win anyway. I know it sounds horrible for some of you. You think I like that? You think I like saying that? Sean, this goes to your point. I'm not going to lie to you, even when it sucks. Even when it sucks. I am one of those odd people who I think you should know these things. You should be aware. You're the ones being affected more than anybody else. The elites are doing fine, right? All the elite people who are on Lee Zeldin's campaign, all those people got those consultants, they're getting banked. They're getting paid. They don't care if he wins or loses. They're getting paid. Literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, each one of them. And you think I'm making it up? You can check it. It's public knowledge. They're getting tons of cash. They're happy. They're taking all your money that you're donating to them. It's going to them. They're taking it and loving life. Good for them. Loses, so what? He's going to get a cool job he's a lawyer. He's going to get a great job at some law firm or some lobbying firm. And that's where he's going next. He's probably going to be a lobbyist next, making literally 7 figures a year. That's why he runs. That's why he talks trash. So now he'll make 7 figures a year. Meanwhile, we suffer. I believe you guys should know. That's what I'm saying. So yes. Chad says, tell them buy signs, shirts, car magnets, and stickers. Thank you, Chad. Yes, you can buy signs, yard signs, put them out, shirts, we can wear them, car magnets, side of your car, do that, of course, or bumper stickers, put them on your books, put them in your car. Yes, yes, and yes. Absolutely. Yes, 100%. So, all right, let me see if I can grab these here. Bill says, I don't want to have to leave. If I leave, it shouldn't be to get away. Bill, wow. Well done. Yes. Well done. Exactly right. Look, if you want to leave New York, it should be because you want to escape. It should be because you see something wonderful someplace you want to go off and get. And good for you if you do. That's a good reason to leave New York State, right? If you see something awesome someplace that you want to grab. You shouldn't be leaving because, my God, New York State sucks. That's the wrong reason to leave. He's right. So I would like to end that. And if I get a chance, I will go out of my way to make it to where you don't leave New York State because it sucks. You'll leave only because there's something great someplace else, which is fine. It happens. It does. Kevin says, how many write-in votes would you need in total? 130,000. Yes. 130,000. Yes. Brian says, am I able to view these online when I get home from work? I hate missing it. Yes, of course. All this stuff is on YouTube. The Larry Sharpe YouTube page. All of it. Yes. Absolutely. Frank says, I'm writing in Larry's name. We need election reform in New York State to allow candidates to run without the backroom power brokers filling our government. Frank, let me be very clear on something. In 2018, everybody running except for me was getting a government check. This time, everyone running, 2 people plus me, getting a government check. The 2 people who are running now, both of them were their party favorites, their party institutional establishments favorites. So they were, both of them were that. Both of them just raised the most money, had nothing to do with whether they were actually good at what they could do. Didn't matter whatsoever. Both of them tried to not have a primary, to just be selected and move on. But the other people had to fight them to have a primary, which they won handily. Yep, both of them, right? This is literally backroom dealing being done. If you are not one of them, you don't get to play. They decide. These are 2 establishment players who've been part of this situation for at least 10 years each. I got the uncle 20 years, if not more. Him 10, 12 now, I think. 12 years, 12, 14 years? 12 or 14 years now. So every single problem that you hate about New York State, every single problem you hate has been put there by these 2 people. They've been there, the whole thing. Lee Zeldin was both a state rep and a national rep. Kathy Hochul was a local rep and a state rep, now the governor. They have run everything. They've been part of this entire system that we hate. So what will you do now? I know, I'll reward them and vote for them. Why? Please, if you're thinking that in your head now, understand you have Stockholm syndrome and try to stop that. Please, it is not helpful. Let's change this. We can. It is important to change this. Yes. Shelley says, Andrew Cuomo set up the ball and the Republican Party spiked it over the net. Yes. The problem is that the Democrats and Republicans that I've spoken to had no idea they did that, and they don't agree. This is my point, Shelley, right? Sometimes, and I hope if you are a Republican in this state, I hope that I'm clearer when I get passionate sometimes when I attack the Republican establishment. I don't mean the average Republican voter. The average Republican voter doesn't know how bad the establishment is. To be fair, the average Democratic voter doesn't know how bad Kathy Hochul is. They don't really get it. They don't get the backroom dealings. They don't get it. They're living their lives. They're doing things. They're running their families. They're running their businesses. They're going to work. They got a job. They got a career. They got family. They got friends. They got stuff they're doing. They're trying to survive every day. They're not watching this stuff. This is what I do for a living now. So I watch this stuff. I don't work. I do just this. Literally, I don't take a salary for a year when I do this. I don't do it for a year. Could you do that? Would you do that? I do. Here's what I'm telling you. The cash that you guys give, I don't take any of that as a salary at all. Some reimbursements when I pay some things out of my pocket. I do take some reimbursement here or there. But not even all of it. Just some of it here or there. It runs the campaign, not me. And again, you think I'm making it up? You can literally see it. It's all public knowledge. I'm not doing that. All these guys are getting government checks. I'm not. I just get my butt kicked. That's what I do. So anyway, thank you for that. Jed says, we need a candidate that both supports the Constitution and women's rights. Yes. Oh my God. Jed. Yes. Not one or the other. Larry Sharpe would have given us that choice. Yes. Lee Zeldin's against women's rights and Kathy Hochul's against the Constitution. Jed, I am stealing that. Lee Zeldin is against women's rights and Kathy Hochul's against the Constitution. So good. My chat is brilliant. You guys are great. I love having it. I love having the chat that I have here. You guys really, you guys are on the ball. You're paying attention. I love that. Man, it's so good. Yes. All right. Michael says, don't come to Ohio. I'm not sure. Was that a threat? I don't know. Okay, I won't. Yeah, but to be forward, I think I told you guys all the story. I initially was going to move to North Carolina back in 2017. And when I saw how much better it was compared to New York State, I got angry. And that was the last straw that made me come back and try to run for governor in New York State in 2018. Because I was going to go to North Carolina. She's in my mind. Now I'm actually considering Tennessee. Tennessee's like on my mind right now. Do I want to go to Tennessee? I'm thinking maybe. That's what my head is right now. But I'm trying to not move, Michael. I don't want to go to Ohio. I don't want to go to Tennessee. I don't want to go any place. I'm a New Yorker. It's where I live. It's what I know. It's where I'm born. It's the state that I travel. It's the people I know. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of myself. Maybe I am. You know, people have often told me that I can be over optimistic. They're right. Guilty as charged. But then why else would I do this if I wasn't? I think you have to be to do what I'm doing. Otherwise, you'd never do it. You wouldn't put up with all the failure, betrayal, backstabbing, punishment that I take. You wouldn't do it if you weren't optimistic. You couldn't. Nobody could. You got to be optimistic or you can't do it. So, yes. All right. Sean says, tell your Democrat and Republican friends in New York that if want all the parties to help adopt liberty-leaning policies. That's true. Yes, Sean, that's correct. The best way to do that is to write in Larry Sharpe. Just need to win to make a difference. Every vote counts. You've hit it perfectly, Sean. If I'm out there yapping, and here's how I know this is true. In 2019, after I won, I went around trying to get other people to win. We got 107 victories in 2019. We went from 0 libertarians to 107 in 1 year. That meant most of those were actually fusion candidates, which means they had more than one line, but some were just only libertarian only. All those fusion candidates had to start to adopt more liberal-leaning policies or they couldn't get our line. So we saw it happen already. What you're saying is not theory. What you're saying is backed by fact. That actually happens. We can do this. We can make better Democrats and better Republicans if we have a strong libertarian party. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All right. Danny says, all right, I'll stick around, but if Larry doesn't win, it's escape from New York for me. You're not the only one, Danny. Thank you, Danny. You're not the only one. Absolutely. Yes. So, all right. Let's see if I can grab a couple more of these. Nate says, Lee has no plans, literally zero. No, just more cops. Look, and you guys know I'm not a, destroy the cops guy. Is that who I am? I've never have been. I'm still not that. My father was in law enforcement. He was originally a subway cop. And then he was a Rikers Island corrections officer. So I'm not anti-cop at all. I just don't worship the cops. And if that makes cops unhappy, I'm sorry. I don't worship cops. I don't hate them. Cops are like anyone else trying to do a job to the best of their ability. Some of them screw up, some of them don't. They're just humans. I remember I was in a debate. This is back in 2018 and 2017. It's a Reform Party debate. It was me and 2 other guys in the debate for governor. And one of the questions came up with, do you believe there should be a death penalty for people who kill cops? And the other guys were like, yes, of course, you got to do it. I said, no, they're citizens like anybody else. You should punish anyone who kills a cop the same as you kill anybody else. You shouldn't kill people. The people who've lost their loved ones are just as hurt, whether their loved one was a police officer or not. No matter what, punish people who kill people. It should be special because you have to be a cop or not. And some people got upset about that, but it's how I feel. Cops are humans like the rest of us. If someone dies, when my father died, right, he had the guys come out with the white gloves and the cop thing. He had the whole thing. I get it. And that was nicer, I guess, but I felt just as bad, and I would have felt terrible if my father wasn't in law enforcement. I lost my father. I didn't care. It's terrible. I don't care what job he did. So I do believe that in my the guy came back and said, yeah, but they put their lives on the line. I said, Marines do too. Lots of people do. Firefighters do. Sometimes taxi cab drivers do. Lots of people do. Anyone who kills should be punished. But that's it. So anyway, hope that was clear at least. Yes, he has no plans. That's correct. So yes. Nate then goes on to say he didn't even have a plan to vote against the SAFE Act. Yeah, it's funny how whenever gun legislation pops up, Lee's not around. Not at the federal level or the state level. Huh. Weird. Weird how all of us think starts changing everything. All of us think starts changing everything. Oh, well, yeah. Everything began to change. Absolutely. So, yeah. John says, just look at a sample ballot. It looks so dirty not having your name on it when we all know you damn well deserved it. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. John goes on to say, GOP, grifting oppressive party. Nice. Nice. So good. So good. That's very good. I like that. So, all right. Sean says, the only way New York changes from blue is New York breaks away from New York City and New York City becomes a DC. Sean, you got to remember something now, right? All of the cities vote blue. It isn't just New York City, right? Buffalo votes blue, Rochester, Syracuse, Utica, Albany, Ithaca, Binghamton. They all vote blue. It isn't just New York City. It is New York City, but not just New York City. The issue is New York changes and becomes gold if we stop trying to put the left or right boot upon us and we just decide no boot. People upstate wouldn't care about New York City if New York City wasn't running things. So let's make sure New York City runs New York City and local counties run local counties. Localism is the answer. That's the issue. So I hope you see where I'm going from at least. Hope that's clear. So Jim says government is the root cause. I'm not fighting you on that one, Jim. I'm not fighting you on that at all. Yes. Daniel says he keeps trying to sound so strong, appealing to the old-timer Keefs of the state. Oh, you remember Keef? Yes. Yep. But he sounds so weak as he says it. It's a talking point to him. This is the hot issue. It may be, but just repeal bail reform and go back to the same broken system that caused so much outrage to begin with. We want positive change. Yes. The problem is many Republicans, particularly, I shouldn't say Republicans, but generally speaking, if you're the weaker party in any given state, right? So, Oklahoma is to be Democrats, in New York it's Republicans. You want someone who's going to fight and be strong. I get it. I'm trying it too. But you've got to have someone who actually cares. This is the issue. I hope I'm not just hammering this too hard, but I feel like I have to. He knows he's not going to win. That's why he's got no passion. He's just trying to get through these next 30 days so he can go get his cushy job, probably a law firm or a lobbying firm, and move on. And maybe he'll get a show on Fox Nation or something, whatever. He's going to go do the cool thing. He's done. He thought he might lose his congressional seat, which might have actually happened. He didn't know. Either way, he was going to get gerrymandered and stuff. He thought he'd get his seat. That's why he ran for governor, right? I mean, you guys don't know that, right? You Republicans know the reason why he ran for governor is the same reason why Mike Pence ran for vice president. Mike Pence ran for vice president because he was an unpopular governor in Indiana, and he thought he might lose. So why lose the governor race when I can become vice president? Lee knew, whoa, with the new redistricting, I might lose my seat in Suffolk County. So you know what? Let me run for governor. I'll raise millions of dollars, make everybody happy, and go get a cool job. And either I'll get lucky and win out of nowhere, lightning will strike, or I'll get a cool cushy job and I won't have to lose this seat that I've had for 10 years. So that's why he's doing it. So yes. The Scientific Libertarian says it's almost like Larry Sharpe doesn't want to be used as a puppet to launder campaign funds for the Republicans. Rude. Well, see, it's funny. I just said this to somebody today. I said, I have this problem in what I'm doing right now, and that's ethics. Usually ethics and morals are a good thing in life in general. Doing this, man, they get in your way. They really get in your way. And to be forward, it makes me less of a good candidate, I guess, in the eyes of, sadly, most New Yorkers, because if I had been much more ruthless and less ethical and less moral, I just would have run as whatever I could have and just stolen all the money. I could have just turned myself to a Republican. I mean, they asked me, literally, the party was like, become a Republican, you can run in our race. I could have done that. If I'd have become a Republican, I could have won the primary, and I could now be the guy on Fox News pretending that I'm going to win when I'm going to lose. I could be Lee Zeldin right now, going, yeah, It's going great, and I'm going to win. Keep giving me money for nothing. I mean, I could be doing that. But there's that ethics and moral thing. It gets in the way. Gets in the way. It's not, these aren't valuable things in this profession. At least I see how they fall down. So yes, absolutely. All right. Anyway. All right. Daniel says you will crush them in debates. I agree. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Phil says we plant trees so that our children might have shade. Oh, Phil, you are killing it, man. So nice. That's good. That's really good. I appreciate that. Yes, that is good. Yes. John says, love the League of Women Voters, the League of Women Voters debates. I want to see Hochul and Zeldin crap their pants from both apart. It could happen, but not looking good, right? Not looking good is what I'm saying. But we're hoping. We're going to try still. Absolutely. Jim says it's already been a generation. Yes, and I'm glad you brought this up, Jim. It's been a generation since a Republican had any chance of winning. And look at how bad New York State has become in its last generation. Do we want another generation of that? But not just for New York State, for the entire country. Because who doesn't get ballot access in New York State doesn't get a chance at being ballot access for the president in 2024 or 2028. So yes, everything. Yes. So Nate says, if you get in debate, neither Lee nor the Queen will show up. That might be true, Nate. But if that happens, the good part about that is if that happens, that's news. So I will get some press out of it. Yes, so that's something. So there's an advantage. So that happened before, and they actually gave the time just to one candidate. So it can happen. But either way, I get press. So yes. Morgan says they get paid either way. 100%. 100%. Yes. All right. Russell says, I'll write you in if you have the NY Congress, meaning the Assembly, write a law getting rid of all vaccine mandates, arbitration agreements, allow other insurance companies in the USA to do business with New York in the form of health care, health, and home insurance, but you won't. Russell, do you pay attention to me? You don't, do you not, are you new to this channel? Are you new to this world? Of course I would. Of course I would. I did literally 6 videos in March of 2020, 2.5 years ago, talking about this. Then I guess you'll be writing me in, Russell. That was easy. That's one vote right there. Russell, I will hold you to that. Because yes, and I've got the receipts on this. You can, if you care, you can go to I have a playlist where I speak exactly of this. So from 2.5 years ago. So yeah, I will. It's fine. So yes. All right. Let's see here. What is your favorite Halloween movie? Probably the original Halloween, because I was actually a teenager when it came out and I saw it in the theaters. So yeah, back in those days. So probably that one, I think. Yeah. Probably that one. Because I actually saw that in the movies. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Craig says that slimeball Republican consultant on your Frank Morano appearance was a gaslighting teabag and exactly the kind of person who keeps rep voters believing his lies. Yeah, he just was mad. It's like, well, you can't do this. Yeah, he's just saying that because he's worried. He doesn't. Again, to be clear, what he's talking about, I was on a show, Frank Morano show, which is a WABC New York City show. It's late night. It's like 1 to 5 a.m. in the morning. I was on like 2 o'clock in the morning. Why does some Republican consultant get on at 2 o'clock in the morning, call in, and yell at me at 2 o'clock in the morning? Why? He's that afraid. Literally, Craig probably heard it, I guess. But I posted, if you guys care, the actual interview is on Facebook and I think on Twitter too. So the link is there if you want to check it out. It's about half an hour, maybe, give or take 20 minutes in that area. And yeah, so he calls in to yell and say how wrong I am. Why? 2 o'clock in the morning. Who's listening? Yeah, people who vote are listening to that radio at 2 o'clock in the morning. And he doesn't want me to get any votes. So he literally calls in and yells, no, you're wrong, Larry Sharpe. Yeah, that actually happened. That's how close they're following me that Republican consultants are watching what I'm doing, and they will call into a radio show I'm on at 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, not making that up. That actually happened. So yes, I love this. I love that. Daniel says, I was trying to tell my family about your plight. My bro-in-law is backing Zeldin. He basically said if Hochul wins, they're moving. I made your arguments. It's so hard to convince anyone to care about a third party. I agree because people are desperate. You're right, Daniel. You're right. And he wants to move. I know. And that's what I'm saying. You have two choices. Move is one choice. Please don't do that. But it is a choice. The other one is write in my name. That's the other one. So please do that. Tell your friends to write in my name. It does matter. If you can support this campaign, do so. LarrySharpe.com/donate. Whatever you can give now. I got about 30 days left. Every single dollar counts. If you can give $10, that's great. If you're in a spot where you can give $1,000, do that. If you're in that spot. Again, if you're not going to move. If you're going to move, you need money for moving. I got it. But if you're planning on staying, invest. If you're planning on staying, invest. If you can drop $1,000 and you're staying, do it. Do it. If you can do $10, works just as good. Every little bit does count. Please do that. If you're going to pick up something, cool mug, shirt, or car magnets, you can put the car magnets in your car, drive around, get the magnets on there, Larry Sharpe for governor. That works too. Bring your mug to work. Also works. Wear a cool shirt. All good. All of them work. Any of them you want to do, please do that if you want to. Of course, as you hear me say every single time, please like, comment, share. It does matter. Please like and comment and share. It does matter. It's very important. So, yes. Joel says, all the 2A groups think Zeldin's pro 2A. There's only one pro 2A candidate, Larry Sharpe. Why can't they see that? This part, Joel, there are several groups of people that I'm, what's the word? So frustrated, almost to the point of anger. There's almost a betrayal, to be forward with you, Joel, that I feel. Almost. 3 groups. Group number 1, the 2A community. If you are a Second Amendment supporter, how broken has our government made you that you would think that Lee Zeldin cares about the Second Amendment? He literally has not been available to vote against any anti-2A legislation, either in New York State or the federal government. He's always found a way to not be there. Think about that. His answer for the SAFE Act is, the second they put it in front of me, the repeal, I'll sign it. Nobody's repealing it. Are you nuts? It's a blue state. Most Americans want more gun control. I came up with an actual plan to back off some of this stuff and to, within a couple of years, end the SAFE Act with data and, of course, non-compliance. That we can do a plan in 2 years to get rid of the SAFE Act. I have an actual plan to do that. No one else does. And the 2A committee consistently votes Republican. I was at a Scope event. The guy got mad at me. You're taking votes away from Lee Zeldin. And I got upset. I did. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I got a little angry. I yelled at him a little bit. I did. I shouldn't have. I'm just so tired of you're a gun owner, you're a 2A supporter, and you keep thinking Scope is going to help you. What's Scope done for you now? It's harder to get guns now. Now they're checking your Facebook pages out now. It's worse. It's worse. I'm the only one stopping it. I'm the only one with the plans. I'm the only one even talking about it. I'm the only one talking about firearms who lives in the city. How about that? They go out to the red areas and talk about guns. You're preaching to the choir. They already know it. They're going to vote for you anyway, Zeldin. Why don't you go in the Queens and do it like I do? Go to Buffalo after the shooting and do it like I did. Do that. Get yelled at there. Go find those people. That drives me crazy. Second, fathers who've been hammered in family court. There's hundreds of thousands of them in New York State. They don't vote for me. They don't vote for me. They vote for somebody else. No one talks about family law like I do. Nobody does. Not Kathy Hochul, not Lee Zeldin, not anybody. I'm the only one who takes that cause. And again, it's my morals and ethics. It's that same problem I got. See, logically, I should not support this at all. Why? Because most people, most fathers who've had their butt kicked in family law don't have any money. Most of them have given their money either to lawyers or their families. They don't have any money, so they can't donate to me. So they're not a very lucrative group of people to support. That's why they don't support them, because all they care about is people give them cash. I get that. I need cash too. But I also have that morals and ethic thing, which says I have to care about them because it matters. Fathers matter. Children matter. Families matter. Family court matters. So I care about it, and I talk about it, and I have policies on it. And they don't care, and they don't vote for me. It is so frustrating. It hurts me to the point of it hurting me sometimes. I know it sounds so dumb, but it does, because I'm like, why? It's like you don't want to fix your own problem. I'm giving you a solution. I'm telling your story, and you won't support me. I know that most people who are in a situation can't donate. They don't have any money. I get it. You're just barely surviving. I got it. I'm not asking for your money. I'm asking you to like and comment and share. You can do that. That's free. And you can write my name in November, or you could have voted for me last time 4 years ago, and you didn't. That's free. I'm asking for free stuff that you can do. If you're a father who's had your butt kicked in family court and you don't vote for me, you're just making stuff worse for yourself. You're making stuff worse. No one else cares about you. No one else does, and you just don't do it. Makes you feel really bad. Those two bother me a lot. Last, people who've been hammered by the DMV. They don't vote for me either. They don't. Try to fix the DMV, make it fairer. They don't do it. So I have several groups that just don't vote for me. Oh, last one. I'm sorry. It's 4 now. Corrections officers. I'm the only guy supporting corrections officers. No one else tells us stories. No one else visits prisons. No one else gets them. I got a personal connection. My father was a corrections officer, so of course I feel. They don't vote for me. They vote for Republicans instead, who don't care about them at all, who never have cared about. Republicans care about cops like there's no tomorrow. I'm not against cops. You know that. I've already said it. But law enforcement isn't only cops. Law enforcement is cops, and it's parole officers, corrections officers. It's all law enforcement. All of it's law enforcement. Back to blue, except corrections, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry. You got me going long on that one, Joel, but it's just a personal thing that bothers me. It really is that people just don't seem to care. It bothers me. So anyway, let me keep going. All righty. Let's see here. Paula says, writing Larry Sharpe, keep Hochul from eyeing the White House. Oh my God, yes. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Yes. All righty. Let me see if I can go down here. Let's see here. Grab a couple more if I can. Shelley says, who has been to all 62 counties repeatedly? Larry. Who was on the Erie County PA radio station thinking it was in Erie County, New York? Hillary. Oh, is that right? I didn't even know that she was the Erie County PA and thought she was in New York. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Yeah, that makes sense for her. 100%. Absolutely. So that's very good. All right. Daniel says, love you for speaking the truth on family court. Like the guy said the other day, most dangerous people to them are young, successful men who will organize and fight for good. Divorce is 50%. Cut half the threat's legs off. Yes. Yeah, it's true. You know, one of the reasons why I care about it so much is for every man who was broken by the court, right behind that man is broken kids. Right behind that father is broken children, right? I would like men to not be broken by the court. There's enough stuff breaking men out there. We don't need to add. We don't need the state to add stuff. It's enough. Men deal with enough stuff. Women too, please. Of course, the state, to be forward, the court also screws women over too. I don't want to make it so it's only men. It's just percentage-wise so much higher men than it is women. But in general, the court system supports either the deadbeat dad, and there are deadbeat dads. To be very clear, the vast majority of fathers in family court, the vast majority are not deadbeat dads. But there are some. They're absolutely deadbeat dads. The system supports the deadbeat dads and makes the good dads pay for the deadbeat dads. Again, most mothers are not crazy mothers, but there are crazy mothers. They exist. The system supports the crazy mothers and makes the regular mothers pay for the crazy mothers. So, yes, that's how that happens all the time. So, it's got to be changed. It just has to be. So, yes. Anyway, all right, sorry. Bill says, your morals and ethics are why you still have supporters. I think, you know what, Bill? I think you're right. That would differentiate you. I think that may be a valid point. So maybe I shouldn't get rid of them. I can't get rid of me. Even if I wanted to, I can't. It's who I am. And I know sometimes it does weaken my campaign. Sometimes it does. It makes me less open to deals and such, and it does sometimes. It does. There's no doubt. I mean, could I have just given away the entire slate for the party to get on the ballot? I probably could have just given it away. I could have just put other people on them. I could have. I didn't want to. I was trying to do the right thing, which doesn't always work out well for you. Often I get punished for doing the right thing. Too often, I think. But that's okay. All good. I'll ask you again, guys, if you can donate, now's the time. LarrySharpe.com/donate. Whatever you can give, please give if you can. If you can give a couple grand, if you got that kind of money on you, I hope you all have that kind of money. It's awesome. And you plan on staying in New York, this is the investment. If you're going to leave New York, I get why you might not give. I would hope you would anyway, but I get why you wouldn't. But if you're planning on staying, this is the investment for the state. Don't move, stay, give, invest. Whatever you can do is awesome. If you want to buy something, go to the shop. If you want to, of course, pick up a mug, pick up a shirt, a hat, whatever the case may be. Do that. It does matter. You're supporting the campaign. And as I say every single time, every like, every comment, every share matters. It does matter. So I'll repeat if I could. If you are a Republican right now in New York State, why should you write in Larry Sharpe next month? Because Lee Zeldin cannot win. The Republican establishment has lied to you for years, still lying to you, still grifting. Don't reward them. If you're a conservative, your party has abandoned you. It hasn't been conservative since 2014. That's the last time it was conservative. It hasn't been conservative in 8 years, and it's not starting now. Why would you reward that behavior? I know what Republicans always say, well, I'll teach the Republican Party, I'll vote for Zeldin on a conservative line. That is insanely dumb. That's exactly what they want you to do. Do not do that. You are going to be rewarding the Conservative Party for not being conservative. If you think Lee Zeldin's the right guy, I don't know why you would, but if you do, vote for him for what he is, a Republican. If you believe in Lee Zeldin, God, I hope you don't. But if you do, vote for him on the Republican line, because that's what he is. He's not a conservative. He's a Republican. If you believe in that, vote for him there. That's what you should do. Don't reward the conservatives for not being conservative. Please don't reward the conservatives for not being conservative. That's a bad idea. So do one of two things. Write in Larry Sharpe or vote for Lee Zeldin's Republican, whichever one you think is best. The reality of it is he's not going to win. A vote for Lee Zeldin or Kathy Hochul is a vote for Kathy Hochul. It doesn't matter. Never going to break 50%. A write in Larry Sharpe gets me 130,000 votes, gets me the future, gets us the future, gets a third party in this state, allows you to run locally with me supporting you, allows an infrastructure to actually run third party, get stuff done locally, and it gives us a shot for making change in 2024 and 2026. That's the most important piece, right? We get that shot at it. It does make sense. If you're independent, right? If you're not registered at all, why would you not vote for me? Why would you not write my name? What's wrong with you? You literally have no say in who is your two candidates because you're not registered as a Republican or Democrat. They've thrown away all your other options. Why in the world wouldn't you write my name in? Something's wrong with you. You have a mental disorder if you don't do that. Do that if you're a third-party person. Why wouldn't you do that? There's no other choice except for me. Do that. Write in Larry Sharpe. If you're a Democrat, you like Kathy Hochul, I don't know why you're watching, but if you are that person, vote for Kathy Hochul as a Democrat. That's who she is. You're going to get what you want. Good luck, I guess. But if you're a Democrat and you're not happy with Kathy Hochul, and you don't want to have a one-party state because you know that's a bad idea, and you want other parties to have a chance of moving Kathy Hochul in the direction that you want her to go, awesome. Write in Larry Sharpe. Don't be worried. I'm not going to get 2 million write-in votes. I would love that to happen. Not going to happen. Kathy Hochul's still going to win. You're still going to get Kathy. You want her. You're going to get her anyway. Support me. Write in Larry Sharpe. That's the most important thing to remember this next month. Make it happen. We'll make real change. 130,000 votes equals change in New York State. You have to make this happen. I'll go one step further, though. Don't just do it. Tell your friends. Tell your friends that this matters. Tell your friends to do it. And when you show up with your friends. It does matter. Guys, thank you so much for giving me a chunk of your evening. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, I will be, oh my God, hours doing policy tomorrow. I'll start probably sometime around 11 or 12. I'll be doing it for many, many hours. I'll just be going on forever. You'll be so sick of me. But it's fine. I'm going to show you how much time it takes to do it. I will do it. Also, doing events. I'm doing events this weekend. Head over to LarrySharpe.com/events or go to the Facebook page for events. We'll see if I can find out where they are. If I can, I will tell you where they are. If I can find it, some of you are asking. I will be in Elmira 6 p.m. on Friday. I will be in, hold on, Elmira, 6 p.m. on Friday. Saturday morning at 10, I will be in Montour Falls, New York. I'll be there 10 a.m. That's in Schuyler County. And then I'll be in Orange County at 3:30. So on Saturday. And then Sunday, I will be in Nassau County at noon. So yes, I will be all over the place. Please pop out and see me if you can. I do appreciate it. So, all right, guys, I want to say thank you so much. I will see you all very soon.